not what I want to do. I told them I'm going to tell you about the future. Let me begin as we close. A time is coming, and the time is very close. They will move livelihood to the cyberspace. Everything you do, they will compel you. Even if you want to buy grocery, they will say, no, we want to do everything cyberspace so that it can be delivered to your house. Do you know why they will force you to do that? A time is coming where there will be a decree from the dark princes to number the people and know them by their house, by where they are staying. And to do that, they are going to move all our livelihood, everything you call livelihood, they are going to move it to the cyberspace. So that for you to access something, you need to log in, confirm your location. The satellite needs to confirm that. All those confirmations, you will do it. And then when you buy online, it will be delivered to your doorstep. Do you understand? In those days, when this thing began, they'll say they are trying to use it to fish out people that are staying without papers, people that... It will sound so logical and nice. A war is coming, oh. A war is coming. Two nations, the sign God showed me, two nations that were separate, they're about to collapse to become one. When you see that sign happen, let those who are on the mountaintop not come down again. So that we move the livelihood of people, and it's going to be cyber. This thing is fast approaching Africa. I told you one time, I think last year or something, that they're about to arm Africans, give African weapons to fight themselves, and then do a colonial, another style of colonialism by trying to intervene. They will recolonize Africans just because they want the lands of Africa. Because the Holy Ghost told me, say, tell the Africans not to fight each other. Guard your land. They are coming for your land. How many of you remember that? Yes. Now you are hearing about coup. They are arming you to fight against yourself. To become a part of a war you know nothing about. And then there will now come another fresh wave of colonialism. They will come and take away the lands of the people. That's because trouble is about to come to their land. You soon start seeing foreign military base in Africa. Powerful military. Why sometimes I don't want to come out to say it, because it will look as though you are saying fairy tale. And when it happened, they'll say, but you saw it, why didn't you stop it? But in those days, they won't even have mouth to talk. Because I saw this spirit of dread. It was like an emaciated spirit of poverty, crippling poverty, clothes torn. And it was a spirit of dread. Are you? Look to the south. It will sweep from the south. Oh my God. You see, a fire will boil it. It will be boiling. This nation will be implicated. Bulgaria, this one, Canada, this nation. You just see it will start boiling. From the most unexpected place. The big thing that will start the conflict, that everybody's looking at, is not, no. It will be something very minute. Something very unexpected. Something that was not part of the whole. So he told me, say next year is going to be the year of healing. And he said, yeah, next year is going to start from June. In the calendar, the year starts from January. But in the spirit, 2024 is going to start from June. And 1 year is going to be collapsed into 6 months. He told me that 6 months is going to be for 1 year. Within that 6 months, those that are waited on him, he will empower them. Some of you, he will relocate you. There's a lot of furnishing that God is going to do within 6 months. So a lot of you are going to have your best years from June next year till the end of the year. He said, not a man is to prepare you for 2025. He called it in the spirit the year of dominion, the year of invasions. By 2023, I'm telling you this thing beforehand. Whatever. There are some clouds. Intercessors had to shift it. The Apollo K virus that the Lord has been telling me about for 2.5 years, and I've been prophesying, is already at your doorsteps. I saw this strange virus. And people's nose and their ears were bleeding. And they started behaving mental for a very short time. And then they died. And it was called the zombie. And the spirit, I saw the Apollo K virus. A prophet that saw that word, I think in the US, I remember the Lord spoke to her. He said that thing you saw as the abbreviation Apollo. He said, prophet of God is the Apollyon. It's going to be like the sting of the serpent, the Apollyon virus. So when the year of dominion begins in 2025, you are going to see nations join nations, nations collapse, nations separate. And then traveling will be halted. You are going to hear that international trade routes, travel halted. There will be no much travel. So even if you traveled out, you will not be able to even come to your own country. Salem will give praise. Now, you may hear this as, oh, he's putting fear. No, sir. Every prophetic word is an advantage of knowledge. Salem will give praise. 2025 is going to be an immediate year. It's going to be an immediate year. You are going to see success. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And everything abruptly overnight will just change to chaos. It's not going to be gradual. So what's the prayer? Bless us with multiple lands and multiple addresses. Now this prayer may not make sense now. Some of you who believe you are stuck to one place, woe to you. If your gospel is a gospel that is stuck, woe to you. We can pray by intercession. God is okay, let 2024, let you extend into 2025. But dominion and invasion is set in the spirit, it's written. A dominion and invasion that is going to lead to over 3.5 years of contention. You are going to look at Japan on the news and you are going to see a mighty fireball rising. I see ships all over Germany and the whole seas are locked and oh my God. That time, your word power, USA. It will now be like two brothers who have taken a cloth and they've torn it among each other. And they say this faction guard the east and rule the east, and this faction rule the west. So you are going to see 2025. 2025 is going to extend into 2026, 2027. So instead of 12 months for a year, you are going to begin to see about 36 months for a year. Unto you forever. This rain is not ordinary, don't worry. We are. Salem will give praise unto you forever. The peace will be so great, Sister Chi, that people will say, surely there's no problem coming. And when they are saying there is peace, then sudden. In China, the person I saw is not even this their president walking. It was a wicked woman. Power will start. They will start giving that woman stern and fierce, on red with a short stern. So, but because the lands is going to be They want Africa. They want African lands. And the prophecy God gave me is already happening. Coup here, coup there, coup here. They're already army. When I told people, I said, I see military rule. Their homeland was all Nigeria. The fact that I'm a prophet in Nigeria does not mean I always speak of Nigeria. I said that thing twice or 3 times by the word of the Lord. Yes. I saw lands. But you see, do you know what the Lord says to the church? Can I tell you? He said, your Redeemer draws near. Your Redeemer. He draws near. Don't be too attached to your job. Because a day will come, you will need to leave your job. Be attached to him, not your job. Him. Him should be your attachment. Gosele manakomi, aleda masalula, edomila na marabomi, esalole na maranano, esalole malakamino na, aselule. America is going to make a very strange move. An operation like the viper snake. There are 2 places. You will see them, they say they are mounting themselves in the west in this place. It will soon come out. It's going to be the greatest mistake they will make. They will go and prepare, they'll go and pitch their tent in 2 places. We are here in the west. We are also here in this thing to do some tests, and it's not even their soil. Trying to check what I can share. Salem will be unto you forever. I don't even know what to be. You see, these things are weighty, so you need to ask for a sign. Anadema sile kamunama, esela la mudema. Listen. Are you saying the church is divided now? When those days begins to come, you are going to see the move of God as the move of great reconciliation in the church. You are going to see the church reconcile, the church pray. They are going to pray again. When we begin to see a great unity, it's like an upper room experience. Fathers together, sons to sons. Then just know that they are being prepared, are done for their bride. Because whenever the bride has been announced in the spirit, whenever it's 12 midnight and the bride has been announced, what happens is that there's now a separation. The wise gather themselves to each other, the foolish gather themselves to each other. Whenever you see this work the Lord has called us to do, it's a sign that the bride is close. He will say separate. And then the wise will gather themselves together. So God is going to empower his people with lands. And God is going to cause it in such a way that in your lands you are going to find treasures. Listen. God is going to empower people with lands, and in their lands they are going to find treasures. There are a lot of you, God is going to begin to lead you to stay in certain countries, to buy real estate in certain countries. It's not to make you richer, it's to preserve. There are some that are cowards now. In those days, they will become the heroes.